Hello, I'm trying something a bit new here. I asked several Discord channels I'm on to send me prompts, and I'm going to draw stuff people are suggesting. And for like an hour. My setup is a bit weird because I changed my lamp, and it used to be what I used to put the phone on. Okay, what's the first one? Pangolin Pirates, let's go. I prepared several pages. I'm drawing here on this one because it's also to make little monsters for Patreon, because people aren't sending me prompts over there anymore, so I'm trying to get them from elsewhere. He's got a little pistol. How do you make a pangolin hold a pistol? No, okay, I can't, so he's gonna have a sword. Yarr! And he's in a little boat. How can I draw a little boat? Yarr! Pangolin pirates. Oh, he needs to have a parrot or something. Very good first prompt, if I if I may say so. He's got. I need to give him a little scarf or something. Yes, and no. There you go, pangolin pirate. Yarr. The ship is going to have a little wheel, even though it's really tiny. Where can I put the parrot? Oh, it's on the hat. Little bird here. Arr. Pangolin pirates. Let's go. Okay, that was the first one. Next one is free. The next one is three goblins in a coat trying to enter a library. I love this one. I'm not sure how to draw goblins. Let's go. And it needs to be a big coat. These two prompts were from the SCP, the French SCP Discord. I also asked two other Discords and got no answer, so there's a chance it's going to be only this one. And yeah, there's one here. This one has the arms. This one is doing the arms. And he's got a library card. There you go. And there's one trying to be the legs. Times like this, I love my friends. And we need to understand it's in the library, so we are going to put a few bookshelves here and there. Yeah, that's nice. Just a normal human trying to borrow books. Nothing weird to see here. Okay, what's next? There's one saying, you receiving 100 notifications for drawings you don't want to do. One says, the King of Fools. I'm sure it's a troll post, but it's still a good idea. A wolf in music, huh? What about a wolf playing music? What about a wolf making music, actually? It goes ooh, and how do you draw a violin again? Okay, so the bow is here, and there, and there. Okay, and back to the wolf because I'm not sure how to draw. Okay, we'll go back to this one later. The King of Fools. Let's draw the King of Fools. I'm sure, I'm absolutely sure it was a troll prompt, but he's very tiny, but he's got the biggest fool crown you've ever seen. Truly, truly the King of Fools is among us. He's got this weird thing also that and he's got a scepter, and the scepter is also a fool's hat. And he's got this weird thingies and tiny feet, because always with the tiny feet with me. Okay, like this, There you go. That's the King of Fools sitting on the throne of fools. There he is. What's next? One guy just said the tiniest seals you've ever seen. What? The tiniest seals I've ever seen. How do you draw a seal again? I love these prompts. I was afraid I was going to get a lot of weird stuff, but no, it's it's a best case scenario. I need to draw hands. How do you draw? Yeah, the cupped hands. Something like, oh god, this and this, something like that, yeah. And the tiniest, just the tiniest of tiniest seals you've ever seen. There they are. Not round enough, yeah. There and there. Tiniest seals ever. Coming to a store near you. There's one doing that thing where they go all round on the beach here to sleep. And there's one with its head like this. And you know how round they get. This person needs to have some clothes because this is a safe for work stream. And needs more seals. The tiniest possible seals. I have no idea what the person actually wanted, and if that was what they meant. It needs one in the middle, I think. The tiniest seals. A Doctor Who prompt goes, some scene from one of the Time Worm books. Oh, that's difficult. Solve the sentient church. Oh, that's really difficult. But yeah, it was the church itself, so I would have to draw a church. Tiny wizard guy that other person talked about. Just a tiny wizard guy. He's going to have the biggest hat. You know, a friend. I have a friend who's very into King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and I finally listened to one of their tracks recently, and apparently it's not even one of their most famous ones. I just found it by accident because it was playing over a meme. It's See Me, and I really liked it, and I keep listening to it, and I know I should be listening to other tracks they made without thinking about it. I was drawing a tiny character I used to draw when I was little. And yeah, the mental picture always invoked by the name King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard to me is always something like this, something very disgruntled looking and not completely human. I don't know if I make myself clear. Something that should be a little, some sort of little creature. Just a little wizard creature. It's full of magic. And it's swirling around. Oh, it needs It needs a wand too. There you go. Just a little wizard guy. Okay. What should we do next? I'm gonna ink some of these before moving on. Oops. Okay, let's just say his hat is like that. I'm trying to fix that. Well, maybe a bit, just a bit. Yeah. And then I'm going to try to draw some of the other prompts. We just finished posting our entries for the 10 years anniversary contest of the SCP French branch, and I haven't read everything yet, but there's very interesting stuff there. It was the contest with the most prompts anyone had to follow ever, because usually we use one prompt or two, and this one had four prompts at random that you had to follow for your entry. And as far as I can tell, with the ones I've read so far, a lot of people actually did very well, and some prompts were not very compatible, but people still managed, and that's impressive, I think. I've been pretty obsessed with my own writing as of late. I've drawn a lot of things based on something I wrote in December, and I've been very annoying about it, and people are voicing their opinion, let's say, by unsubscribing to my Patreon. I don't choose my special interests. I never did. I was never able to. I'm not even sure you can. And it just happens sometimes. It's stuff. It's original stuff I make, and it's annoying for other people because they don't want to read my stuff, and they want stuff they are interested in, which is entirely understandable. I mean, I would too. The problem is a lot of people following me expect Doctor Who stuff, even though I'm still very much into Doctor Who. It's just my energy is directed elsewhere these days as far as drawing go. For the most part, I still make Doctor Who things, but from time to time, but not with the same dedication I used to. It's not really dedication, really, when it's a special interest, because that's genuinely what you want to make. That's a love language, basically. That's you saying, here's something I like. I think it's wonderful. I've made more of that thing to share it with you because it makes me happy, and I want you to be happy too. And yeah, when people share their special interest like that, it really is what it boils down to. It's, this thing makes me happy. I want it to make you happy too. And it's very childish when you put it that way, but that's basically it. That's how it works. And it's okay when it's the cat wants attention. When it's something mainstream that a lot of people already like, because you are always going to find other people going, oh yeah, I love that thing too, and you are going to make a group and talk about it with other people. And not so much when the thing you're interested in is something you created. So when you go look at the thing, it made me happy to make it, and I hope it makes you happy too. People are like, I don't care. It's not a thing I already like. Or they are like, okay, I'm going to check the thing, and they check the thing, and they think it's not very good, and so they lose interest when you continue to talk to them about it. And I mean, it's life. That's how it works. But since you're using it as your current language of affection, it can be it can be a lot to deal with when people don't want to listen to you, which again is perfectly understandable. People don't owe you attention, and they don't owe you interest, but it can still be a bit disheartening. I think the most important part is remembering not all people are interested in the same things as you, and moving on if they aren't. And I've never made things just for myself, but I've never made things just for other people as well. If I did, I would be miserable all the time. I make things I want other people to see, but I want to make things that I like making too. So it's a balance to find. And it just happens that currently the things I like to draw are not something people like, and it will pass, I think. I said I was going to draw some of them, and I'm line arting all of them. I was so busy talking, I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. See, this is also why it's steaming. When I do it, I don't think about anything else really. I just go with the flow. You know that that really cool thing in Soul, the Pixar movie, which you definitely should see, by the way, if you haven't. It immediately became my favorite Pixar movie ever. I guess it hits harder as an adult when you've been depressed and had similar problems in your life, and often wondered what the point of life was and what you were meant to do on Earth. And that's a really good movie if you ever asked yourself this question. And I like the answer a lot. The answer is very good, and I think it's something a lot of people need to hear. Anyway, in that movie, there's a part where they explain that people making something they enjoy are in the zone and not really thinking about anything else, just like floating and feeling the moment. Basically, I'm always in the zone when I'm drawing stuff I like. Pangolin Pirates. Still a very good prompt. Kudos to the guy who sent it. I don't know what make him go, oh yes, first prompt. I need to see a pangolin pirate, but I'm glad your brain works that way, my guy, because that's exactly the kind of thing I wanted to draw today. Or every day, for that matter. I was genuinely scared I would only get things like, oh, draw Spider-Man, or that kind of bullshit. Because it happens every time I ask for prompts. The people asking for Disney character are especially obnoxious. One of them I had to block because he kept demanding, not even asking, demanding I drew Disney characters, and saying I had no choice or something. Okay. Oh, I forgot the part there. Okay, I'm gonna save the video and I'll be back immediately. Okay, we're back. I'm going to try to draw the two Doctor Who prompts I received. The first one was Jamie trying to teach two how to play the bagpipe. I've drawn Jamie maybe once or twice, so it's not very easy for me to... I don't have a go-to mental path, let's say, to draw him. I don't know the shortcuts to draw Jamie. I'm gonna have to improvise a bit. Okay, like this, bagpipe is here. I have a reference of a guy playing a bagpipe on my screen right now because there's no way in hell I can draw that from memory. It would look very weird. Like this, and like that, and there's the thing going there, and one going over there with this, and it goes like this, and it goes like this, and okay, and he's got this belt, and the kilt, of course. Okay. Socks. And music goes there. Okay. What about 2? Same problem for 2. I've drawn him maybe 3 or 4 times before. I'm not... He's got these weird eyebrows, doesn't he? He's trying to copy and he's not very good at it. He's got the Beatles haircut. Goes like this. Here. Like this. And bow tie. It's not a great 2, but it's done in a hurry, so... And same, he's playing the bagpipe, so let's go like this, and this, like that, and there, and the other shoulder, and there. His coat goes like this, doesn't it? Another cloud of music, but this one is bad. We are gonna frame them with music, actually, like this. Okay. The other one was the church, Saul the Church, from the last Time Worm book. The problem is I'm gonna have to do some perspective there, so I'm not very good at quick perspective exactly. Why have I gone with that kind of perspective? This is bad. it's going to be worse to make. I don't know. There's some flowers there and there and there. Altar. There's a little, I have a reference picture where there's a little barrier there. There. No, that is wrong. See, if I trace it, it's not right. So like this, and okay. Oh, this is too close. Move it a bit, like this, and it goes like this. Usually, you should do that with a ruler, but I'm in a hurry. The book didn't suggest a huge church, like more like a small one in a village. Okay, like this, and oh, I lost my line here. It goes like this, and it goes to the ceiling like this. Okay, and now we can get a bit crazy with it, because it's not just a church, it's all the church. In the book, it's an entity who was there before the church was built, and the church was built around the entity, and it became basically the church. How do I draw a sentient church? First I'm gonna fix this because it's not right. How do I draw a sentient church? Let's say there's something made out of all these elements in the church, drawing a silhouette, and the head is up there. And it's not exactly creepy, but it's not very... it's a bit strange too. There's a part of this, and its hand is going to be somewhere in the stained glass. It goes like this, and the stones here make a bit of the character, and there's more stones. And since the church was built around the entity, oh, he's more relaxed, let's say. He's got his arm around this, and it falls on... yeah, that's better, like this. It's like this. Yeah, it's like this really tall thing embracing the church, and it's a bit cramped in there. I don't know how I'm going to suggest that entity being there, but I'm going to find a way. Like a lovingly embracing the stained glass there. I'm a bit intimidated because I never draw this doctor, and I'm afraid I'm going to do a bad job, especially because my sketches are always so lazy, because I don't like making the sketches. How does that bit go? Like this, like this. When I was a kid, I used to draw bagpipe animals a lot. I've reused them since then in a thing that was never published, actually. But yeah, I like to draw bagpipes with little legs, as if they were animals from the islands. I don't even, I'm not even sure when I started to draw that. I think I was very impressed by Hieronymus Bosch painting at some point, and I think there's one where there's something like a bagpipe with wheels somewhere in there, and I think it came from there, but I'm not entirely sure. I made a mistake, so as usual, when I make mistakes, I'm just going to conceal it with pen like this. You saw nothing. The fact I don't like making sketches means the bulk of the work has to fall on the line art after, and it's kind of a problem. I saw a lot of people didn't like the Doctor Who era currently finishing, the 13 era. There's a lot of problems with it, and I get most of the criticism directed at it, but in some cases it goes way too far. Like people going, Chibnall had zero idea what he's doing. He didn't want the job. He just kept the series alive and nothing else. He did the bare minimum. I'm not sure it's. I don't think it's true. I think he was mostly scared to do a bad job, and because he was scared, he didn't allow himself to get really wild with his ideas. And I really like the idea of 13, but I'm not very fond of what was in practice done with her. I really love the idea of this kind of darker doctor who is always running away from her problems and doesn't want to confront reality at all. And at this point, we are not even sure how the arc will end because there's still one episode left to go. But I'm not even sure they're going to confront that in any way. I don't know. I like the idea of this era in my head more than I like the actual one, if that makes sense. I liked it a lot. Still, I would rewatch it any day before I rewatched series 2. Seriously, I've such a beef with series 2. I mean, I like 10, I like Rose, but the way 10 is played in series 2, I don't know. I always get this Jim Carrey impression. I don't know. The actor really found a good balance in his performance in the next series. Oh, I think series 2 is exhausting on that front. And I know a lot of people like it, but I want to talk about that thing I wrote so bad. I've been annoying everyone with it. It's been drilled into my head for years that nobody cares about stuff I'm making if it's not about things that people already like. And I'm trying to convince myself it's not true, but at the same time, you can't help feeling annoying when you talk about things you like. It's hard to unlearn things like that. And people The strangest thing is people like what I wrote. I got fan art. I got people live blogging it. Seriously, I got two people live blogged it on Discord. I was very surprised of it, and it's long. It's quite long. It's almost book length, I think. And yeah, it was a very cool experience. And yeah, so yes, some people like my stuff. I just assume most don't, and don't want to hear me talk about it. But if I draw something based on Minuit-5 next, I will probably film it. There. Should we continue? I'm not sure it's a good idea to film the entire process of the picture, but you can at least add some shadows, right? They don't look like the actors at all, but I've never drawn them. Oh, almost never. This is a very old brush. It's not precise at all, but it's pretty good to do quick things because since it's completely destroyed, it covers more surface area. This is neutral tint. It's black, but it's a type of black that doesn't. I don't know how to explain this. Doesn't have its own color. When you put it, when you put some types of black watercolor with other colors, you get a mix of both. When you put this one with another one, you get a darker version of the first one, and that's very important if you want to mix things. Some black watercolors have a reddish tint, others have a weirdly enough yellow tint. This one has none, maybe slightly bluish, maybe, but that's about it, and it's better if you want to mix things. Shadows, 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 shadows. I have Higher Power by Coldplay playing in my ears. That's very motivating. I know a lot of people hate this song and hate Coldplay in general and hate their last album in particular, but I'm not going to pretend the last album was good. I think it was pretty trash. But Higher Power, pretty motivating. I was so happy when it dropped. I really want to be able to make live streams where I draw and people talk, but I don't have the stuff needed for that. My computer is a toaster basically. Whenever I want to upload a video to YouTube, it takes the entire day basically. For an hour-long video, it takes about 8 hours. And yeah, one time I tried to live stream a thing, and there was a 10 minutes delay between what I was filming and what the people were seeing on stream, since my computer was so slow. So I really want to do this, but I'll have to upgrade everything first, and it costs a lot of money, which I don't necessarily have. Yeah, I'll finish this later. If you were on Discord with me sending prompts, thank you for the prompts. That was pretty nice. I think I'm going to do that again someday, and hopefully one day live. That would be fun. And I'll see you later.